Well, that's an old one there, but don't worry. For all those of you who are growing up, late 80s, early 90s, so much involved in African music, Freddie Mayweather, West Africa, Alpha Blondy, we had Yvonne Chaka Chaka, South Africa. Look, all of them, Lucky Dube. Look, this is great music. We're taking you back, but because we're taking the past into the present with Freddie Mayweather, who will be in the studio, and as always, Kim Promise, one of the latest sensations we have around as far as hip live, great soulful music of Afropop from Ghana is concerned, will be in the studio. So please let us know all you think about it on our interactive pages. And the show, of course, is the AU edition of the show. And who better to dress like an African this morning? That's mixing modernity with Africanness. Maps, how are you?
Good morning, Roland. How are you?
And I see you're dressing like the things I see on YouTube.
Yes, I am.
The Swaziland queens who are chosen by the...
Or the South African or the Zulu king,
fantastic
queens and princesses.
You know, Jokazuma married the...
A 24-year-old.
Yeah,
lady.
Well, that's the... How many number in the wife session?
Is it 5? Is it 4, 5? Yeah, I think so.
Fifth wife. So you would have made a good sister.
Hey, I would have made a what?
A rugby. But what do you think about African Union, etc.? Because you're not from Ghana, you're from South Africa. You have to travel all the way from South Africa to here, come to experience our culture and all the things that we do. Some things we may do right that sometimes we don't do well because of the variations in culture.
I think Africa, right now, we're at a good place, but we could get better. And that's what we're striving for, that Africa becomes a better continent. Corruption, we need to work on our leaders. We need to work on, I think Africans have a lot of anger. We need to work on our anger. Africa as a continent needs to go to a therapist and a counselor, so we can just talk about our anger, our past issues. Let's try let them go, but we never forget the past. But you know what, let's try to forgive, especially in South Africa. Personally, I think South Africa needs to go to a therapist as a whole. We need to not forget, but we need to forgive, and let's move forward with what we have now.
That's in your worry is called what? The beats, they're called what?
They're just called beads.
Okay.
If I say it in Zulu, you won't understand.
Oh,
so
no,
let me
just say it. So that
no, it's okay.
How do you say it in Zulu?
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
But I thought they're worn by virgins, or just the traditional.
Yes, they are worn by virgins. Is there a problem?
No.
Yeah. So what's your question exactly?
Is there any particular ceremony for which it's worn, or any traditional events?
So when you turn 21, there's a thing called umemulo.
Umemulo.
Umemulo. In Zulu, yeah.
Umemulo.
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 Yes. So that's when you are being ushered into womanhood, you know, as a virgin, and then you go around with your boobs out. Are there
more South African women like you in South Africa?
Like me? How, Roland?
Do we have more of you in South Africa?
I mean, I'm a South African. There are plenty other
we have
South
to go
African
to South
ladies.
Africa. Things are happening there.
What things are happening?
Celebration of African Union.
We can also celebrate here in Ghana.
That's what we're doing on the show. But we have to do a review of the newspapers. Yes. What has captured your imagination over the last 24 hours?
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
I'm told that he's following the footsteps of Bill Cosby.
And Harvey Weinstein. You know what my thing is, that Bill Cosby, a lot of noise was made, was taken to court, this, that, and they bashed his name. And then, okay, Bill Cosby is black. We know that. Let's go to Harvey Weinstein. I mean, yes, he was bashed and all of that, but then after that, it just died down. Do you understand my point? He just died down. So sometimes...
I understand your point, but I don't agree with you. Blacks are always raising issues. Why?
What do you mean blacks are always raising issues?
But the gentleman has had tons of ladies, if not dozens of ladies, come around to say that he abused them. That's Harvey Weinstein.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's paid for it. He's still going to pay for it, because I know that there are suits in the courts, etc., against him. He's been blacklisted from Hollywood.
Yeah.
His company is even suffering, almost going bankrupt or declaring bankrupt, etc. And he's not really acquitted. No, not at all.
My thing is that I think the treatment is different.
Oh,
I think the treatment is different. I think the treatment is different.
You think the treatment, if you compare it to Bill Cosby, is different?
Yeah, I think so.
because even the president of the United States, who has a German and Irish background, Donald Trump, is also being hounded left, right, center in office. And he's white.
And he's still the president.
White person, eh?
And he's still the president.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? He's still the president.
You think? Okay. You think if he was a black president, then
I think he would
processes quickly.
He'd be gone quickly.
Well, we don't know. I think that's hypothetical. That one.
I mean, I think
I will agree with you on that one. But you know.
Yeah. You know, we are always suffering. Black people are always suffering discrimination. But
yes,
you know, it's not okay.
Right.
It's not okay. Yeah.
Charlie. But let's do the Ghanaian
Let's
Times.
do the papers. Okay. So what do you have on the Ghanaian Times?
So we'll do the Ghanaian Times and you do the other two. Nyantechi apologizes to Akufo-Addo. There's a question. And it's on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Now it says CID denies inviting Anthony Kabo for interrogation. And we have the story on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. And as always, this is what it says. You go to page 20 of the Ghanaian Times, basically just giving us a recount of what JoyNews, Joy FM, the rest of the multimedia family have been talking about over the last 24 hours, if not 36 hours. And it says Kwesi Nyantechi, president of the GFA, who is alleged to have used President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, in a fraudulent deal, has apologized to the first gentleman of the land. We're told that Kwesi Nyantechi sent the apology through his Facebook wall yesterday, where he expressed his deepest regret. And I don't know whether that one was a fake one or not. People create accounts easily, so I don't know. Kwesi Nyantechi was not known to be somebody who Facebooked a lot, so I thought. And we're told that in the apology, he said, "I would like to express my deepest regret and apologies for my actions. It was inappropriate, disrespectful, and not the professionalism that you and my colleagues expect." I'm thinking, and the reason why I'm basing, you know, he's been taken through all this. He hasn't said whether he's guilty or not guilty. So this one, it's almost like he's admitting. Now, you know, there's a lot of fake news on Facebook and the rest. So
you never know.
I don't trust. I don't trust the statement really. But we have other stories there. President others Mon Nana Akentin Apiaminka in Kumasi. We also have Will Fight Back If Attacked Police, and we have the Director General of the Ghana Police Service in charge of Police Professional Standard Bureau. That's Commissioner of Police Nathan Kofi Boache, Commissioner 1.
But now the police, when they say they'll fight when being attacked, how will they fight? Is another thing.
It means that they will retaliate.
As in like shoot to kill.
Okay,
or you see, what tactics are they going to use? Is a question that needs to be posed to them. What questions are they going to use? So you
think that is not a very good statement to make? Or you just want clarity on?
I just want clarity. How are they going to fight back? Shoot to kill? Are they just going to...
In many countries, the police really brutalize citizens.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you've had some experiences of just watching or perhaps having videos being aired on the subject. So, I don't know. In our country, sometimes it's almost like a mix.
Yeah.
Not something that is sustained or constant. We have had it on our colleague, Latif Idris.
Yeah.
But sometimes the police also behave well. Sometimes they don't. But in some jurisdictions, constantly the police are always abusing citizens. So we'll see how that goes. We hope that they respect this directive, but then they'll do it with a certain human face, because they are supposed to relate with us in civility. So they have to do it in more compassionate manner. We have other stories. The Communications Minister to brief Parliament on Kelny GVG deal. And on the back page, GPHA workers want the board chair removed. And when you go to the back page of the paper, you find out that the story says that, well, basically, the senior and junior staff unions of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, they've called for the removal of their board chairman, Peter McMenu. And Peter McMenu will be the second of board chairs in a public corporation to be asked by their unions to stay off, so to speak, after Cocoa Board. And we're told that Peter McMenu must go because he's intimidating management staff and interfering in the day-to-day running of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. The workers accuse him of getting contracts for his relatives. There's one instance that they alleged that that the board chairman obtained a contract of more than 4 million Ghana cedis for the wiring of a newly constructed electrical materials block of the Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority. It also said he facilitated, that's the board chairman, a liquefied natural gas project and asked the authority to pay some $200,000 each year for 25 years. He has 7 businesses in the ports, 5 stevedore companies and 2 leasing companies, all linked to him. He's using his position to circumvent the procurement process in order to acquire a tugboat at Tema here, spare parts to refurbish the tugboat as well. He's also attempting to sell a Caterpillar engine starter valued at 9,000 Ghana cedis to the Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority, but he's selling it at 30,000 Ghana cedis instead, using his own supply company.
Yeah.
He's also, according to the statement, putting pressure on management to pay 10 million Ghana cedis, that'll be like $2.5 million, to a company called Britex Steel Company, because I think they have litigation issues with the Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority and a number of things. I don't know. This allegation. In Ghana, we always say there's every truth in every rumor. There's some truth in every rumor.
In every rumor, yeah.
Charlie, Ghana.
It's not easy. All right, so let's do the daily graphic. And we've got 3 stories there. So on page 20, CID formally invites Cabo. And on page 34, the flag hoisting marks AU Day today. And page 3, Ghana card. Only birth certificates, passports accepted for identification. So let's go to page 20 for that CID formally invites Cabo. Let's see if we can get a bit of that. All right, so Deputy Minister of Roads and Highway, Mr. Anthony Cabo, is to assist the CID of the Police Service in investigations into the fraud case involving the president of the Ghana Football Association, Mr. Kwesi Nyantechi. So Mr. Nyantechi was arrested following a complaint filed by President Nana Addo over allegations that GFA boss has used the names of president and vice president to extort money. Okay. So when journalists who were having an interaction with the police at the headquarters of the Ghana Police Service in Accra inquired about the issue, the police denied putting out the information. So I don't know, what are your thoughts on this?
These are allegations unproven. And you know, yesterday, you and I, as well as Joseph, were all making the comments that we hadn't seen the video.
Yeah, so we can't.
Yeah, we can make statements, but it's as if we're making a statement in a vacuum. I don't know whether you agree with me on many respects on that, because it's as if we're just making a statement thinking that we're assuming that these are the things that happened. Because it's really a third party telling us this is what we watched.
This is what happened,
Yeah. We should watch the video, make our own informed judgments. Then we can make our opinions well known on the subject. I don't know. Because I don't know in what circumstance and context that the GFA president mentioned the deputy roads minister. And we, for all we know, they may not have a good relationship at all, but maybe he thinks he can influence him one way or the other. And so, I don't know. It's just something wishy-washy about it. I don't know.
I think after the full documentary, the investigation is released. Then we can.
The documentary is supposed to be aired on the 6th or 7th or so of June.
Of June, yes.
Do you have a ticket to it? 6th of June?
No.
You don't have a ticket?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to
If I get a ticket, would you want us to go watch?
Of course. I think it would be good.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so the back page of the Daily Graphic. 94.4 million Ghana cedis boost for agri sector, and committee on tourism disturbances inaugurated in WA. All right, let's do the Daily Guide. So the Daily Guide says we've not invited Cabo, and that's the CID speaking out. And the Daily Graphic says the CID formally invites Cabo. All right, and then but the Daily Guide, let's see, on page 23, Nana mourns Apia Menka. And another one, Major Mahama was protecting Galamsey. This is from the lawyer. And Parliament summons Ursula over $89 million deal. So this is on the front page of the Daily Guide. We've not invited Cabo, and this is from the CID. Major Mahama was protecting Galamsey. This is from the lawyer. And Parliament summons Ursula over $89 million deal. But let's go to the center spread. of the Daily Guide and see what is there. So Gifty Adra says, I used to pay for movie roles. Let's see if we can get a bit of that story. So has recounted her journey into Ghana's movie industry, hinting that it has not been an easy one from the beginning because she used to pay for roles. You see, my thing is, if you're passionate about something, it's you can do stuff for free, you know. Like, because she said she used to pay for movie roles. And if you're passionate about something, I think you wait for the perfect timing. So if you are being rejected by, let's say, producers, casting directors, you'll be like, okay, it's okay. Let me do my own work. Let me work on myself. Maybe I'm not ready to be in the scene. You understand? So she says, so Gifty made, according to her, she was at a point, at some point, she was paying for some production houses to be cast in their movies.
I don't think that's the way to go.
No, that's not the way to go.
Because your talent should speak for you. And then the opportunity, when it's right.
That's true.
Is when you have to take them.
So if you have to pay for it, I mean, also you need to look into yourself to be like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Or it's just because I have a pretty face, then I want to pay for it. Do you understand?
Yes,
I don't know. That's just my own opinion.
Would you pay for it, or would you? What would you have done in that position?
I wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay for it. I mean,
I think some people would want something so bad that they would want to do anything sometime for it.
But not that thing that you want so bad. Is it for you? Yeah. Sometimes you want stuff that are not even for you. You understand? So sometimes we need to stay in our lane. Sure. You understand?
Are you the sister of Obinim? You know Obinim?
No.
Preaching this
No, please.
Okay. Which other story do we have?
Let's not associate me to Obinim.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
I'll get you a sticker. So.
No, I don't need it. I'm okay. Maybe you should get it for yourself. How about that?
Oh, that's rude.
Now, AU Arts Festival honors Pres Kufo and R. Kelly, I'm handcuffed by my destiny. And let's see if we can go to Don Jazzy rejects Linda's pregnancy. This is Nigerian music mogul. Don Jazzy has denied being the father of the yet-to-be-born baby of the long-time crush and celebrity blogger Linda. All right, so let's go to MTN gives a house to social worker. Some interesting one. But let's read a bit of the I'm handcuffed by my destiny, R. Kelly. So embattled R&B star R. Kelly has been filmed telling a room full of people it's too late for his musical influence to be curtailed. So the video was originally uploaded on Facebook on 17th of May as the singer faced fresh allegations of sexual misconduct.
There's some truth in every rumor.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think that people just make up stories, really. Things about R. Kelly I started hearing in my late teenage years. Before I got to 20, I got to know that R. Kelly, there were allegations about him, allegedly sleeping with young girls, and they would say, when you touch them, young girls, even though even if it's consensual, it can be rape because they're underage, etc.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, the entertainment, the film, the media, movie industry, it happens, especially for women.
It happens even in the corporate world.
It happens even in the corporate world.
Only that they are corporate, so they are not in the public eye.
Yes,
so you don't get
exactly. But it's not easy because, I mean, as a woman, it's very hard.
But sometimes these days men too. Men get harassed.
But here's the thing, I'm speaking for the woman.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I can't speak for you type of thing. I'm speaking for
the woman.
Yeah. It's not easy. And people don't know where to draw the line. We can be very friendly here on set, and because we're at work, that's cool. But then after work, when the cameras are off,
it should be business. It shouldn't go personal there.
No, we can go personal, but people don't know where to draw the line. That's the problem. People don't know where to draw the line. I
need to curtail some of the incursions I make towards. Otherwise, you come and make revelations one day. Can we move?
See your face. So MTN gives house to social worker. And once again, I used to pay
That's
for
why
my
when I give you a message,
roles.
you don't respond. You should be responding to my message.
But I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Why are you sending me a message at 2 a.m.?
Nah. Okay.
What must I do?
I don't know. Maybe next time. I think then I have to be professional.
I think so too.
No 2 a.m. messages.
Yeah. So after 8. After 8 p.m.
is fine.
No. After 8 p.m. Don't text me. Don't call me. I'm sleeping.
You're like Mama Vino.
You are here. It's okay. All right. So more stories you can get there. And another interesting one, sex for rent at Ashaiman.
Yeah, that's my community.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
Have you heard about
true.
this? It's not true.
This thing we the people of we vehemently protest this story. I was on Facebook. We vehemently protest this story, but you know, it's a mixed bag community. It's congested, and if you look at the demographics in terms of the income levels, there are many people who will live, who will be classified as the urban poor. Maybe when you classify them against, or you juxtapose them against the rural demographics, you say they are better off, but they will be among the urban poor, I mean largely. And we have a lot of influx of people who come from many rural areas, or even sometimes, let's say, part of the West African sub-region, because it's on that route from Togo through the border into Aplao, into Ghana. So we have people who could be taken advantage of in that regard. And so in that sense, we can have some sections who could be abused in that way. But I don't think generally that's the thing. But the thing is, the story put it into perspective. It says some. But we have to make it big. You know, media likes it big.
Of course.
It's a shy man.
Yeah.
But it is possible that people could be abused in that way or taken advantage of. Yes. I haven't heard the story before, but it is not unusual. Okay. It is not unusual because of the community. You won't witness it in East Legon or Cantonment. You may witness our stories in Nima, Fadama, Shaima.
You know, all right, makes sense. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So let's try to do the online portals quickly.
So let's go look at our own, myjoyonline.com.
Start at home first?
Yes, we have to start home first.
All right. Okay, so let's go to the first story on my Joy Online. So it says, okay, Ghanaians fired up for 2018 Hits FM rep your jersey. Now, which team do you support again? Chelsea, right? All right. Do you have your Chelsea jersey?
The one I have is 2 seasons back.
But it's still your jersey.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah.
You're still representing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. All right. Let's see if we can go to the second story. Apple awarded $539 million in U.S. patent case against Samsung. You know, there's always a war. Samsung users, Apple. Let me not say a war, but there's always a debate. Samsung users, Apple users. Apple users, we think we are just the best. But let's quickly scroll to the next story. Hospital accused of negligence after mother 21 dies with her triplets. Did you hear the story? It's
never heard of.
Very painful. So the family of a 21-year-old woman who died with her triplets following alleged negligence on the part of nurses at the Eastern Regional Hospital in Koforidua is appealing for legal assistance. So I think if you can go to my Joy Online, you can read more about that story. Let's go to the fourth story. Photo of the week, the race to get a piece of Kwesi Nyantichi. So a journalist who pitched camp at the police CID headquarters to catch shots of the embattled GFA president got a shock of their lives when he was escorted through the back. And above all else, do not lie. Chimamanda Adichie. Have you read any of her books? Chimamanda. I love her, Nigerian author.
I've read some reviews about her, but I've not read any of her books.
Yeah, you should. Half of a Yellow Sun. You should try that one. Americana. Very interesting books. Very intelligent woman. And the sixth story on my Joy Online. So it's official. MTN to launch IPO on May 29th. And our CCTV cannot identify Latif's attacker.
And I think
this
that
is from the police.
Unfortunate, because the police have taken too long in trying to bring their own people to book on the subject. And I think that they should have done better as far as that is concerned. Well, good morning to the Member of Parliament for Ikapim South and the Deputy Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Obi Amwa, Osebunsuama. Good morning, you're watching us this morning. He said that you should clarify the statement about me texting you 2 a.m. I said I don't text you. It's gone far viral. I don't even have your number.
Of course you don't.
Yeah.
It's okay. Let's
okay.
just say that you don't have my number.
Yeah.
Roland doesn't have my number.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Clarified.
Are we okay? Is everyone okay now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, all right. So, and then police don't need speaker's permission to invite Cabo, and this is from Samson Ladi. Let's see if we can go to the BBC African page. And yes, okay, so Nigeria troops rape starving woman. Women were separated from their husbands and raped in refugee camps, says Amnesty International. Africa Live, family of Kenyan goat herders are suing the EU. So the family have joined a number of others, including ranger herders, in the class action and more stories. And South African leader gives half his pay to charity. So South Africa's president is one of the richest men in the country with a fortune of around $450 million. So he's giving half his pay to charity. And there's been a lot of back and forth to be like, oh, but I mean, that's not even enough. That's not even enough, you know. He's worth more, so he must give more. And others are saying that, well, that's good. At least now public figures and some of the wealthy people in SA will give out their money to charity.
How did he make his money in South Africa?
He's a businessman.
Okay.
Yeah,
before he entered politics?
Yeah, before he entered politics, he's a businessman.
I think he's a trusted man around South Africa.
He's a trusted businessman.
Okay.
He's a trusted businessman.
We'll take that. Especially coming from you, we'll take that.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we have other stories there, but please just make sure you log on to the BBC. You get a lot more of the issues, and you get to know. But we have to bring sports.
Yes.
Yeah. And tomorrow is the final of the UEFA Champions League. It's taking place in the city of Kiev. Mm-hmm. It's in Ukraine, and it's already alive. We have our own George Addo Jr. there, who has been bringing to us a lot more reports. And on Sports Today, we'll be bringing to you all the latest from Kiev. And
Abigail Senasusu joins us today for the AM Sports.
Yeah, definitely. But in the meantime, we have to take a break. And then when we come back, we'll bring the latest sports story. But don't forget that we have Ken Promise with the latest from his stable, CCTV, coming to the studio. And the veteran himself, who has crisscrossed the continent in Europe and elsewhere, Freddie Mayway, is also going to be in the studio later on the show. Stay on. We'll be right back.